Hey everybody, it's me Dana, and guess what? It's tutorial time. That's right guys, it is tutorial time, and today we are going to be making Plarn. Now you may be asking, what is Plarn, guys? Yes, Plarn is yarn made out of plastic, so plastic yarn. Put it together, you got Plarn. All right guys, so in order to start this tutorial, I'm going to ask you to grab your grocery bags. Now, I do have several grocery bags, guys. I don't know how many you have. Many of you may have them in your pantries. If you do a lot of heavy shopping, guys, you may even have tons of them. So I know I'm always going to the grocery store and I'm grabbing tons of these bags. And the fun thing about grocery bags, they come in different colors. So you'll find certain stores, like your Walmart, they'll have a gray, or sometimes they even have white, depending on, the season. They'll have different colors. They change them up. So it's really fun. You can have different colors of yarn or Plarn. So you're going to need your grocery bags and get multiples, as many as possible. Grab them up, guys. And even when you walk into stores, they even have recycling bins where you'll be able to get your Plarn. Well, you'll get your bags. You can walk straight into the store, and people have them in the recycling bin, so you can always grab them up. Because I know a lot of people making these for they'll use Plarn to make your homeless bags, your homeless mats for the homeless. You can make grocery bags, reusable grocery bags, and so many more things. I will be doing tutorials on those. So this is going to be the first step of how to make it. And then we'll move on to what you can make with it, all right? So we have our delicious yarn, our bags. You're going to also need scissors, all right? And if you want to measure how wide you want to make each piece, you'll need a tape measure, all right, guys? So grab those things and let's get started. In order to do so, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our yarn. We're going to grab our bag. All right. Let's grab our bag, and we're going to turn it lengthwise or sideways. Let's turn it to the right or to the left. Sorry. But before we get started, let's go ahead, and what I like to do is I like to stick my thumb right here in this crease, and I like to pull up on my handle. Kind of giving it a tug. It'll help straighten up my bag. I know many of you times when you go into your store, your grocery stores, they will be nice and neat and straight before we get to taking them home with us. And then I'll put my thumb in this side as well, and then I'll pull up on the handle. Just like so. See that, guys? This is going to help me get a straight bag. You always want a straight bag that you can smooth out with hands. Just like so, right, guys? Look at that. Now we're going to begin the folding process. This is where we're going to begin to cut. So all we're going to do is begin to fold it in half. It's really simple, guys. This is a really fun, simple way to make Plarn. When I first started making Plarn, I thought it was going to be very intimidating, guys. I'm sorry about that. Okay, yes, I'm going to make sure I have this tucked in and folded nice and neatly. Look at that, guys, just like so. And then you can fold it over again, just like so. All right. Now, if you want to fold it again, feel free to fold it again, okay? It's just up to you how wide you want to fold this. Now, this does not have to deal with how wide your yarn will be. Okay? How wide your yarn will be depends on how wide you cut it. So now that we have it folded, we're going to grab our scissors, okay? And we're going to go ahead and cut. I'm going to zoom back in now. All right, so we can see exactly what we're doing. And now that we have it zoomed in, we're going to be able to cut. So let's go ahead and get into the cutting fun part. So let's go ahead. What we're going to do is cut off our seam. I always believe in cutting off that seam, all right? Because it's going to help us to not have to worry about a seam getting in the way. Making sure your seams are cut all the way through. I don't want to cut too much of my yarn or my Plarn. So I tried to make sure I don't go too deep in and waste any of my yarn or Plarn. So now that I have that part cut, I'll get my scraps out of the way. And I have to cut off my handles, all right? So one thing we can do with our handles, we can play with that and add it in some type of way. We'll figure out something to do with those. Recycle them most definitely. If you can't figure out anything else to do with them, cut off your handles. Once you have your handles, set those aside as well. And now we're going to begin to do the cutting process. All right, so now you can use your tape measure. I usually like to cut mine about 1 inch. About 1 inch wide, okay? So 1 inch is going to be, if I started at 0, I'll cut it about here. Now, if you want to do more, you can either do 1 inch or 1.5 inches. You can do even bigger. If you're going to be using, it depends on your size hook. This is where you're going to be creating your hook, your weight of yarn. So if you want to use a smaller hook, you can cut, you know, 1/2 inch, or something like that, or 1 inch. I usually like to use about a 10 millimeter hook. So I usually cut about 1 inch, 1.25 inches, something like that. All right. So go ahead and just cut along your strip like so. All right, and you just cut. Now I usually get about 10 out of here. Some people get about 12 depending on how, you know, wide you're cutting. All right, so just go ahead and keep cutting. It's very simple, guys. I'm telling you, you will love this. This is very easy to do. Very, very simple. You would definitely love it, guys. I really enjoy making this. It's fun to do. You're recycling. You're not worrying about your plastics and stuff being in the oceans, caught into trees, caught on animals. No one's getting hurt. And you can recycle this. You can help the environment by helping homeless. You can, you know, there's so many different things you can do with this. So now, after we have our pieces cut, we're going to go ahead and open them. All right, you should be getting a loop. Once you open it, you will see a loop, just like so. All right, guys? You're going to see a nice little loop. And you'll have another loop. Okay? So let's go ahead and attach these. And let's go ahead and show how we're going to attach them. All right? So now we have 2 loops. So what you're going to do is grab both of these loops. And I'm going to zoom out a bit so we can see exactly the full picture. Now, after you have your 2 loops, take them just like so. You're going to cross the right loop over your left. Just like so. Then you're going to take your right stem that's closer to you, and you're going to bring it right where my finger is. See that? See where my finger is? You're going to pull that and bring it straight through, just like so. And then you're going to tug this one. All right? Just like so. And then you're going to pull it. This is going to give you a nice knot. All right? That's going to give you a nice knot, okay? Now, that's the only one that's kind of hard and difficult to do, the very, very beginning, all right? So we'll do it again, okay? We'll do it again. So that way you don't have to rewind and pause. We'll do it again. You take both of your loops and you open them up. And what you're going to do is take your right, crossing over your left. And you can hold both of those with one hand, placing that left thumb and holding it together, okay? Keeping those intact. Now, what you're going to do is take this right bottom stem, all right, or the bottom leg, if you want to call it a leg or a stem, and you're going to want to pull it through here, okay? There's like a little space here. And you're going to want to pull this bottom through that space, just like so. See that? See how we just flipped it up and put it right there? And now you're going to want to tug at that leg that you just lifted up. And you pull at both of them on both sides, pull them both out, and you're going to get a knot right in the middle. There we go. Great job, guys. Amazing. Now, after you've gotten your first knot assembled, the rest is super easy. I promise you, it's not going to be as hard as the others, okay? The first one can be a little difficult, but after you get this part, it's very simple. So what you're going to do is place both of them together. You're going to cross your right over your left. And then you're going to cross your right over your left again. Just like that. And then you're going to pull that right and pull your left out. All right. Give it a good tug. And there goes your knot. Look at that. See, I told you it was a lot easier than that first time, right? So grab you another loop up. Opening it up beautifully. Then you're going to take both of these together, making sure it's nice and straight, okay? Sometimes I'll grab it at a bad end. Make sure you're grabbing it here. you're going to cross your right over to your left, making it like this, and then you'll cross your right over your left again, just like that. And you're going to grab hold of your yarn that you already have made, and you're going to go grab hold of your newest one, giving it a nice tug. Look at that. There we go. Give it a nice tug. Not tugging it too much to where you're breaking it, but tugging it to where that knot is nicely in place, okay? So that's what you're going to have. You're going to continue doing this all the way down. All right, guys? Creating your Plarn. And once you're done, you can roll that baby up. You can cake it up, and you'll have a nice yarn ball. This one is really messy, so I'll wind up this one. If you have a yarn winder, I've never tried it with a yarn winder. It is pretty easy with your hand. So you can always just wind that baby up with your hand like so, and use it. Now this yarn works great for size 10mm hooks. If you have other ones, feel free to use those. I'll be back with some more tutorials. I'll be using this hook that was designed by my husband. This handle was designed by my husband. Shout out to Joe Sports and Ministry Talks TV for making this awesome hook for me. If you guys would like to order some of those, please check out my information down below with an email where you'll get more information. All right, guys. So I thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you were able to understand it. It was short and sweet, but remember, we'll be back again for tutorials on what to make with your Plarn. I thank you guys for watching, and until next time, love ya.